Are you ready to feel the power of American muscle cars? Get ready to discover the top 10 most affordable American muscle cars that still carry the torch of this iconic automotive tradition. Let's dive in and see if your favorite muscle ride made the cut. Number 10. Ford Crown Victoria 2nd Generation. The Crown Victoria might challenge traditional notions of a muscle car, but its powerful V8 engine and rear-wheel drive setup certainly checks some of the muscle car boxes. As a large four-door sedan built on body-on-frame construction, the Crown Vic stands out as one of the final remaining models of its kind. In the late 1990s, the second-gen Crown Victoria hit the scene with its powerful modular 4.6-liter V8 engine, delivering up to 250 HP. While that might not seem like much, this powerhouse is just waiting to be customized and tuned up for even more performance. Sure, the old-school frame doesn't exactly scream agile handling. But upgrade a Crown Victoria, and you've got a budget-friendly muscle car that'll turn heads. The best part? You can snag a solid one for under 10 grand, and parts are readily available, making it an ideal choice for a killer project car. Number 9. 1975 Dodge Dart Sport. The Dodge Dart started its life as a full-size vehicle before it was relegated to a compact car in 1963. The Dart then retained this status until its discontinuation in 1976. The Dodge Dart Sport is thus the 4th-generation Dart. With this one, Dodge joined the muscle car wars with exciting engine options. Following the 1973 oil crisis, the Sport arrived in 1974 with a 5.9-liter V8 engine that generated 245 horsepower.
Breakout left lane, right lane gets the win. 737 on 735 dial. Left lane breaking out.
It was the most potent engine of its time, and you could own this piece of muscle car history for just $6,000 to $9,000. Fast forward a year later, and the 1975 Dodge Dart Sport featured a toned-down 5.2-liter V8 engine that pushed 145 ponies and 255 pound-foot of torque. Still, it was a great muscle car to buy. Number 8. 1975 Ford Maverick Grabber. The 1975 Ford Maverick Grabber is one of the coolest looking cars in the 70s with an affordable price tag. Its beauty is coupled with a beastly 5.0-liter V8 engine that cranked up 129 horses and 208 pound-foot of torque. Unlike some muscle cars, it didn't promise earth-shattering performance, but instead offered a sporty appearance. The 1971 Maverick Grabber featured simulated hood scoops, which looked great, blackout paint, side stripes, fender decals, and a grille-mounted road lamp. Yes, today, 129 horsepower would put you way below the performance of a hot hatch, leave alone a standard trim muscle car. However, the Maverick was, well, a Maverick of its time, which has seen it maintain a lot of value since '75. Its compact size, low weight, and tuning potential kept the muscle car spirit alive. Prices start from $9,000, with a well-maintained one scooping up to $20,000 in the market. Number 7. 1968 Ford Mustang. When it comes to affordable muscle cars, the Mustang is one of the cars that always top the chart. And for this particular ride, you'll be getting great value for a price that should be a bargain. 1968 was a good year for a Mustang. Carroll Shelby was serving superb Mustangs hot from Ford's kitchen. This happened to be one of the great masterpieces released over this period. Under the hood was a 4.9-liter V8 engine that produced 230 horsepower and 310 pound-foot of torque. Despite not being as track-focused as the GT 350R that shook the industry, the '68 Mustang still butchered the drag strip, finishing the quarter mile in 15.7 seconds. It also boasted a top speed of 120 miles an hour. The greatness of this car is reflected by its price tag today. You can get one for about $13,500. But a well-maintained '68 Mustang would cost you $20,000 or upwards. Number 6. 1971 Ford Torino GT. Initially, the Ford Torino was not designed as a muscle car. It was offered as either a wagon or a sedan. However, from 1970 to 1971, the Ford Torino GT joined the muscle car market. And that was not a bad move by Ford. The Torino became one of the most authentic and classic muscle cars on the market. A massive 5.8-liter V8 engine that pushed 285 horsepower and 370 pound-foot of torque powered it. The car could clock a top speed of 129 miles an hour with a staggering quarter-mile run of 15.9 seconds. Inside, the Torino GT offered a comfortable cabin with bucket seats, wood grain trim, and a center console. The dashboard featured a sporty instrument cluster, including a tachometer. Despite its performance-oriented nature, Ford ensured that passengers enjoyed a smooth ride. Today, a mint version of the Torino GT ranges from $11,950 to $15,900. Number 5. 1970 Mercury Cyclone GT. The 1970 Mercury Cyclone GT was the Mercury version of the Torino GT. The Cyclone GT shared its semi-fast body with the Torino, featuring a distinctive four-part nose. Sleek lines, aggressive styling, and a powerful presence defined its exterior. This beauty featured a fancier interior and unique exterior. Under its hood sat a naturally aspirated V8 engine that paired to a 3-speed manual transmission. This engine pushed 300 horsepower and 380 pound-feet of torque. The top speed of this Cyclone was rated at the top of Category 3, 122 miles an hour, with a staggering 0 to 60 mile an hour sprint of 6.7 seconds. Today, the price of the 1970 Mercury Cyclone stands close to that of the Torino GT, albeit a bit higher thanks to the fancier interior. The SCJ version in particular was a beast, capable of impressive acceleration and top speeds. Prices start at $12,350. Number 4. 1979 Pontiac Firebird. In the late 1970s, the Pontiac Firebird was living its best life thanks to the popularity it gained after featuring in the movie Smokey and the Bandit. This made it one of the top sellers of its time. And if you go under the hood, you'll understand that this wasn't entirely because of a Hollywood appearance. Pontiac fitted a 4.9-liter engine that pushed 135 horsepower and 240 pound-foot of torque to this Firebird. Apart from the Encore V8, civilized buyers had the option of a tamer 6-cylinder engine. Today, the Pontiac Firebird pops up on the list of old cars that fetch around $10,000. However, you can get a well-preserved model for around $19,000. Even better, there are plenty of V8 models to choose from, in case you prefer mechanical rowdiness over the civilization of the 6-cylinder models from the late 70s. Number 3. Chevrolet El Camino, 1973 to 1977. When it comes to classic muscle cars, the El Camino is certainly one of the more recognized names. It also seems to go into the shop at an affordable price and resells at the auction block for an outrageous price. The good news is that if you're eyeing an El Camino, you can still pick one up on a budget. Usually, there's a few on the market in the $10,000 range. The El Camino appeared in movies, TV shows, and music videos, cementing its status as a cultural icon. It embodied the spirit of the 70s, a time of change, experimentation, and individuality. Keep an eye out for a 4th-generation model which came stock with a 5.7-liter V8. This generation of the El Camino was redesigned to match Chevy Chevelle's line and used the wagon chassis. As such, it's the largest of the El Camino line, giving it all that iconic muscle car presence. Number 2. Chevrolet Impala, 1965 to 1970. The Chevy Impala is one of those classic muscle cars coveted by gearheads, lowriders, and classic purists alike. But with some determined searching and a little bit of luck, you too can become the proud owner of an important piece of American motoring history. Chevy introduced the Impala in 1958, and from the get-go, it was considered a world-class coupe and convertible. After 4 years, Chevrolet released the Super Sport version, making their iconic muscle car synonymous with performance. You can still find low-priced treasures today, and if your timing is right, you can still snag a 4th-generation Impala for under $15,000. It might need a little TLC, but you'll probably be stoked to spend time with your new muscle car, starting with some minor restoration projects. Number 1. Ford Thunderbird, 1967 to 1971. If you're looking for an affordable muscle car that won't take too much work to track down, the Ford Thunderbird is a prime candidate. You can find relative abundance of 5th-generation T-Birds in the range of $7,000 to $10,000. These Thunderbirds were all about comfort and luxury. They featured spacious interiors, plush seating, and advanced amenities. Power windows, automatic transmissions, and other conveniences were standard. Engine options included V8 power plants, with a 429 cubic inch Thunderjet V8 being a popular choice. Though this later generation of the Thunderbird was larger and not quite as flashy as its rival of the time, the Ford Mustang, it still managed to mesh luxury with muscle car credentials thanks to its standard V8 and classic late 60s styling. Thanks for watching the video on the 10 cheapest American muscle cars you can buy. If you found this video helpful, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing to my channel for more exciting automotive content. Tell me in the comments which muscle car you're most interested in. And don't miss out on the next video. Hit the notification bell to stay updated. Looking forward to seeing you in the next one.